Hi, and welcome back. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to watch the entire Star Wars film library in timeline order. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to watch, so we're still working on that. We're going to start with the prequels, obviously, go through that, and then Solo. I think we're going to work in the Obi-Wan series in there. So I think what I'm going to do is stick to the ones that kind of carry through the storyline of the main characters. So the Clone Wars is just too much, I think, to really fit in there. It would take forever to watch all those, and Rebels and the other some of the other offshoot cartoons and series. But then we're going to do Rogue One, and then the original trilogy, and then the sequel trilogy. So it's pretty exciting. I haven't watched them in a while, and I don't think I've ever really watched them in the timeline order right through like this. So it'd be interesting now that they've filled in a lot of the story through other means, through some of the other series and the other backstories that they've created. It'd be interesting how that changes your perspective of seeing some of these movies. So we're excited to get started. Now I go back to the original trilogy. I've seen every movie in the theaters from when the original trilogy came out. So we're going to be starting obviously with Episode One, Phantom Menace. And this movie, well, in this day and age now, they it's not, it's kind of lower on the list for a lot of people. It's as far as the order of how good they like the movies in the series. But I have to tell you, when it did come out in '99, it was a huge hype. If you weren't around then, or you're too young to remember, we hadn't had Star Wars since Return of the Jedi in '83, so it was quite a while, and we pretty much had given up that we were ever going to get any more Star Wars. So when these came out and was announced, it was a big deal. It was all over the place, and so it was very exciting to see this in the theater originally, and it was I walked out of the theater excited and happy to see this, and obviously it has its good and bad points. I mean, I have to tell you honestly, for all these movies, there's only really one movie I walked out of the theater um, that I was not really happy, and I guess you can guess maybe what that is, or leave a note in the comments what you think it is, or what your movie that maybe falls in that category would be. Um, but anyway, there's some things in here that obviously are some fans just do not really care for. The Jar Jar Binks, shall we mention, and some of the other kind of cutesy things, and the young Anakin. A lot of people thought was too cute to really turn into Darth Vader. So that was a problem for a lot of people. But going back and watching it. Oh, and let's talk about our setup here. I did mention we do have a home theater setup that we'll be watching these in. So it's not anything fancy, but we do have 7 speakers, Dolby surround sound. We've got a screen going here. I'll show you the screen. There's the screen there. All right, so it's close to a movie theater effect as we can get. So we did watch episode one, and it was I enjoyed it more than I thought. I think going back again, because a lot of the story has been filled in, so you kind of know more about Obi-Wan and where he's coming from, and Yoda and the Jedi Council and things like that, and Anakin, of course, is a much fuller character now at this point than he was when we first were introduced to him. So it does make the experience of watching it a little deeper and a little more meat to it than maybe some some of the criticism going back had been. So I really liked it. Some of the scenes, some of the battle scenes are really well done. I mean, especially the lightsaber duel between Darth Maul and Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. I mean, it's really one of the best, I think, in any of the Star Wars series. I mean, that's really top notch. So there's definitely a lot of things in here to like. And there's some things that maybe are a little dull, or a little a little goofy that rubbed people the wrong way. But overall, I think it was great. It was great to see it again and to see the characters younger and to see kind of where it started. And I think it's a good start. It's a good start to introduce you to the whole experience. So anyway, that was episode 1. We'll be moving on to episode 2, Attack of the Clones, next, and that will be our next video. So we will see you then, and let us know in the comments what you thought of Phantom Menace, and when was the last time you watched it? Maybe it's time to go back and rewatch it. And I think it does matter if you have the option of seeing it on a screen and the full sound and get a better effect, because it is a movie that lends itself to that viewing. So take a look if you haven't, and let us know what you think, and we'll see you next time.